Hello, everybody. Prof Sales coming at you with a video. Let's make sure we got everybody here. It is November 21st, Monday. What the heck is that? That was weird. Sorry,
getting your groove on up there.
The ad, there was an ad that started on the, wow, what if it's going to give me a copyright violation now? The stupid ad on YouTube. That was very strange. It was like the ad on YouTube came up on the screen, and all of a sudden it was, actually, it won't be recording it, I don't think, because I wouldn't have had the mic on at that point. That was very strange. It's like it started showing an ad before the show even went live, and all of a sudden it just started playing the ad, and I'm going, why did it do that? But it doesn't look like it made it to the show. So anyway, here we are on Monday, November 21st, the 21st day of November, and we are 2/3 of the way through November. So hopefully you guys are doing well. No, we haven't talked in a few days. There's Karen. She said hello. You can say hello again.
Hello again. Hello.
If you guys can hear me okay, let me know. Oh, great. You heard the ad come up. Wow. Gosh, that was totally YouTube that did that too, by the way. It was just like all of a sudden it was there. But hopefully it won't cause a copyright violation. But if it does, oh well. Anyhow, Karen is working there in the background, as you can see.
Always working in the background.
She's always working in the background is what she says. That's true, I guess. Let me take the chat down to here and move this over so I can kind of see what's going on. Well, good. So what to talk about? All right, a few things are on the agenda today, and then it's all you guys. So first of all, I will be going out of town tonight, and I will not be back until tomorrow evening. So probably we'll do another show on Wednesday, so we can kind of get that out of the way. It just won't be possible tomorrow. I'm going to see my folks. They're a few hours away, and just a quick trip, and then I'll be right back. But it's just going to take me a little bit longer than I can really do to get another show in tomorrow. So probably no show tomorrow, but we definitely will have a show on Wednesday. Is my plan here to set you to get you out, start off right for your Thanksgiving holiday. Not even true.
Give you a little turkey before your turkey.
She's a little giddy. But then you guys know that. No, we're not going to do another 100 a day Midwest. We might just do that a day when we're not recorded. We'll just do it. So, I don't know. I want to talk about sales over the weekend. And I'm gonna show you guys how we've done with the 100. Somebody asked about, hey, can you show us how that 100 has been doing? And at first I was like, I don't really know why that 100 would be any different than the other 100. But since there's some curiosity in it, I decided just to throw it out into the spreadsheet. No big deal to figure it. And have it, just separated so you guys can see how the numbers are on it so far. So I will show you that. I'll show you that shortly, actually. But sales over the weekend, I don't know about you guys, but oh my gosh, it was busy. I was running a sale both days. Actually, I was running all last week, 10% off. But it didn't really take much effect until those Wednesday listings when we did the 100. And it's been double digits every day since then. Just with jeans, 32. That's a good weekend. That was about $750 bucks in gross sales, but just in jeans on the weekend. We took 3 totes, or was it 4? It was 4 totes, 4 mail bins to the post office earlier because it had all of those, plus it had 4 from today. So that was a total of about $875, $70 worth of what are you pulling up in there? Oh, sorry, I heard a weird sound in the other area. So a great weekend of sales. Again, I hope it was good for you guys. I'd like to say I did something different, but honestly, I didn't list over Saturday or Sunday. So I can't take credit for that and say, oh, it was all about listing. I didn't. And since we've listed those 100 on Wednesday, thought we would have more regular listings, Nope, didn't happen. The day after, we got involved in a bunch of crap, personal stuff and so on, and that was fine. And then Friday listed about 11. Saturday and Sunday, nothing. Various reasons for it, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. They're all just kind of excuses. So, we haven't listed those days, but the sales were great anyway. So make of that whatever you want. I don't know what to tell you. We sold 19 yesterday on Sunday. That was, I believe, my second highest total day in terms of number of pairs sold. I did do a 26 one day a couple weeks back, but 19 is still a strong day. I was looking at somebody, Twisted Picker was saying 23 items for 1,030. That's awesome. I mean, that's really good. Sales are up here too, Hank says. Lauren says my chime has gone off a bunch of times already today. Mine too. It's getting cold. People are wearing jeans. Yeah, and Crafty says when you don't list, it usually hits 2 days after non-listing. But here's what's funny, Crafty. The day after we did the 100, which was Thursday, that day we did 0. Although we did do 11 on Friday, so maybe you could say that pumped Saturday and Sunday back up. I don't know. Again, no real excuses for it. It just happened. It kind of sucks because I'd hoped we'd get some decent numbers those days. We'd have another 30, 40, 50 listed. So I'm struggling to stay up at 1,000.
I think we just went under.
Yeah, we're under. We've got 6 that can be relisted right now, but even with those 6, we'll only be at 998. So we definitely dropped a bit from our high on last Wednesday. But we are close to a 60-day total. Record of 11,821 for 60 days. I think that's pretty solid. Vast majority of that is just jeans. Very little of that is anything else on eBay. Maybe a few DVDs in there, but that's about it. So 11.8 over 60 days, not bad. Was that 5,900 for a 30-day period on average? So, when I expect October and November are going to be my 2 strongest months for that 60-day rolling average. We'll see if that holds up. What else is going on? I think I told you guys last week, I had a bunch of inseam returns and other types of returns. Crazy lately. I got like 4 in one day. So I have to go in and approve them. And I did end up approving most of them in various combinations. And I was just listing a pair of jeans, a pair of Delft jeans. Delft, there's a brand. There's a little Bolo brand for you, Delft, D-E-L-F. So if you see that brand, it might be a good pair of jeans for you to pick up. A niche brand, you're not going to have a huge market for it, but they do tend to sell. They're like a skater jean, I guess, people who skateboard.
Niche, is that like a niche?
A niche, whatever. Let's not even get started on that again. The sass. But, what was I saying? Oh, the inseam. Yeah, like this pair of Delft that I just listed, guys, or getting ready to list. They are a 32 on the tag, but if you measure the inseam, it's a 28. It's 28. I mean, there's no doubt it's 28. However, that particular jean probably sits a lot lower in general. But if I hold them up to me, they're my length. They're a 32 length. So I've started putting now, this is what I've started doing. I've started putting what the tag says in the title. I've put what the tag says in the inseam listing. And then if it's different from the actual inseam measurement, I'm putting a bullet point in the description saying, hey, the inseam measures this, but tag says that. So see photos for the measurement. So they can see that photo of where I've measured the inseam and they can make their own decision. Because I can tell you right now, like there's no way. I mean, most men don't wear a 28-inch inseam. That's a short guy. No offense if you wear a 28-inch inseam and you're listening to this. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that's not a lot of men are going to be around that size. A lot of men's jeans come in at around a 32 inseam because that hits right around the average height and build. It's not just height. It's also how long your legs are in proportion to your torso and all that. So that's what I've started putting. I'm so over this inseam thing. It's just like, man, it's driving me crazy. But you know, use that, guys, if you want some variation of that. And I guess you could do that with anything. You can always put in your description, hey, here's what the actual measurement is, but here's what it says on the tags. Or vice versa. You could do it in reverse. However you want to do it. Can you show how you measure right now? Like actually, we've done it before, clean eating. And I can tell you, it's exactly the way it's to that crotch seam. It's exactly the way eBay's guides will tell you. It's exactly the way numerous guides will tell you all over the internet. So yes, the bottom, yes, the battle of the inseam. Oh, the battle of the inseam. But the tags are just, I mean, and I've got videos that show how we list jeans and how we measure them. Karin did it during the 100 listing. I mean, we've done it to death. And anyway, but, and I get that, you know, it's confusing sometimes. I don't know. But, you know, we can put the measure. And Mark says, don't make it difficult. Just make a point of the actual measurements. The problem is, Mark, you got to put something in the title and the item specifics. And if you put that in there and it's different than what it measures, you start getting these, you know, a return. Because what are the jeans really measuring? Like that pair of Delph, I would tell you, is probably, for me, like if that was a 34, 32, I could wear it. The waist is too small, but the inseam fits me. There's no doubt that's the right length for me. And that's what the tag says. But if you look at the photo, see if I got the photo I can show you guys. I will show you on my phone. Let me see if I can show you here. I don't know how great this picture is going to be.
I took it. It's an awesome picture.
There's the photo of that pair of jeans that I just told you. What inseam would you say is that? So everybody can get a good close look. There, let me see if I can put my finger up here. There is basically the bottom of the crotch seam, but 32, as you can see, is way up here. Now the tag says 32, 32. So what would you guys say is that inseam measurement? By the rule, it's a 28, right? But I'm telling you, as a 5'10.5" guy who wears a 32-inch inseam, I can wear those jeans. I don't know. Yeah, Crafty says 28, right? Now let me show you something, Crafty. There is the tag. See the tag? 32, 32. So you guys tell me what inseam you should put. You put 28 and the tag says 32 and a guy gets it, you know, a shorter guy gets it, he's going to put it on and say, these are way too long. Why did you say these are 28-inch inseam? Right? But the measurement is 28, but the tag says 32. And he's going to say, the tag says 32. Why didn't you tell me they were 32?
Why didn't you look at the picture?
I'm so over it. I am so over it. And I know what everybody's saying. I know what Mike said. I know what Nicole State said in the I'm like, you guys are right. That's the industry standard. But it's not always right. I'm telling you, it's not right. So, I don't know. So that's what I'm putting in it. I'm trying not to overthink it. Anyway, but if you guys are watching the video later and you just saw that little segment, put in the comments what you think the inseam should be or how you should handle it. It'd be interesting to see how everybody says. Baggy hip-hop jeans go to the bottom of the zipper. Yeah, Crafty, you're probably right. But see, that But Crafty, if you're right about that, that proves my point. Not every inseam for every manufacturer is going to be listed on their tag the same way. Delph might be listing their inseam up to the zipper, whereas another company listed right to the crotch seam where it should be. So there's no standard rule you can say always applies to the inseam measurement. You've got a measurement to the crotch seam, but that may not be what you should put for the measurement of the jeans for someone looking to buy them. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not gonna sweat it. I mean, I know what it says and what it looks like. And you guys just saw it. It's proof, and that's not the only one. There's tons of jeans like that. So I just, it's crazy. Why it's a good idea to use a ruler, which we do. Crafty. We use a ruler. We've used it with we've used the tailor's tape measure, either one, but you can see that is not 32 inches to that inseam. What the inseam technically is, it's 28. But the tag sure says 32, and they would fit me, and I wear a 32 in most jeans. So go figure. Anyway, King, I hope you saw that. Was interesting. Actually, we need old Mike in here to see what he would do too. Mark was talking about. I know he sells a lot of jeans as well. But all right. So a couple other things I want to share with you guys real quick. I'm going to do a quick screen share for the jeans. So we're going to have 2 screen shares today, just to, just for fun. All right, so somebody was asking about this. Let me make this a little bigger. This is the 100 listings we did on Wednesday. So far, 14 of those have sold, which is for a gross total of 454. That's a 14% sell-through in, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically 4 days. A normal sell-through rate for 4 days right now for me would be around 9%. So a 14% sell-through is pretty good. That's good. I'm happy with that so far. We'll see if it continues. I'm not going to keep tracking it, but just of the 100 that we sold. And I might as well show you our results month to date while we're here. Let's see. This is the weekend, as I mentioned, and Friday, I think we talked Thursday. Well, there's Thursday, 13 for 302. Friday was 12 for 316. Saturday was 13 for 312, and Sunday was the big day. 19 jeans sold, 438. We've had 4 today. Actually, we've already had 8 today. There's just 4 of them we haven't processed yet. That puts us on, let's see, 5,380 in jean sales this month so far, a net of about 2,300, which is pretty good. Net percentage is up to 43, which I really like. That's a net per jean of 1054, which is also really good. Sell-through rate is 24% on the month so far, and that'll still keep climbing, of course, as we keep going through each day. And sell to list is 68. That was like 51 last week after we listed the 100, so that's been going up because we're not listing as many as we sold. So not too shabby. Pretty happy with that. We just got to get a lot more lists. Only 323 on the month. That's pretty low. And the next week is going to be tough with the holidays. And I'm going to be out of town next weekend or this coming weekend for a couple days. It's just going to be a challenge to get more listings up. That's always a tricky part in the holidays. So anyway, all right, I'm coming back to you guys. Get rid of that nonsense. Let's see, a couple questions and comments. Maybe you could include a standard inseam diagram for each brand. Yeah, Diana, the problem with that is, let's see, we are already at 127 brands that we have listed. There is no way I could do, I mean, that's just way too much work. Jeans are hard because if you're a woman wearing a man cut, the hips and butt factor, yeah, you're right, clean eating, I agree. That's definitely there. Let's see. Cool 454. Yep. What's the math there, Brandon? I'm not sure what you're asking. What the math on what, Brandon? You'll have to be more specific. Do you know how many pair you sold at all that day? Not of the 100. The Wednesday, I don't remember. Was it?
We did sell jeans that day.
Yeah, was it like 8 or 10?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 8 or 10, and we've only sold about 3 or 4 since then. I do know this, guys. We were up over that same period last weekend or last Wednesday through Sunday. I'll have to look back at the exact number, but going through the weekend, going through Saturday, we were up, and or going into Saturday. And I'm pretty sure Saturday and Sunday put us up too. At least we didn't lose any, so we're probably up like 40% over a normal time. So it did help, no doubt about it. It definitely pushed some sales through and so on. Let's see. Can we see you okay?
I don't know.
Sure.
Can we?
Oh, there we go. So we'll turn a little bit. We'll have to take out the animals. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're back there.
The flock.
The flock.
So we did sell one of the 100 the same day. Remember?
Yeah, or more than that. It was like 10, I thought. I don't remember how many it was.
Like same day? We didn't sell 10 of the 100 on Wednesday.
No.
But we did sell one of them right away.
Yeah.
Like it was interesting. Like one of the 100. And we just sort of paid attention because it was a little interesting how that's worked out. Oh, there I am. Hi.
You're so funny. Did you have something you wanted to add, or are you just coming over to hang out?
No, I told you I would come hang out.
Yes.
Take a break from working so hard.
Excuse me. I got all choked up. All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit, guys, today about the topic of the show, which is how to take your eBay business to the next level. And I told Karin what I was thinking about while we were driving to the post office, and she seemed to like the idea. And maybe you can add onto it.
Right. You'll have to start it, but he went through the whole.
Right.
He sort of went through the whole thing, and it was very thoughtful. I liked it a lot.
Yes. So I kind of was thinking about, next levels and so on in business. So here's what I wanted to share with you guys. If you want to think about taking your business to the next level, and we'll talk about what that means. But first, you got to decide what level are you at. And I just wanted to say that there's lots of ways you could define your level. All right. And it's not just sales. Obviously, how much sales you do per week, per month, per year that's part of your level. But it's also how much time you commit to your business. Are you full-time? Are you part-time? How much of a sourcing budget? How much time can you put into sourcing and photos and listing and packing and shipping and dealing with people? So think about all those things when you think about your level. And there's not like a high level, mid-level, low level. There's just your level. And maybe your level for you says, all right, I'm doing $1,000 a month. I can put 10 hours a week into it. I can spend $200 a week sourcing, but I've got to pull some money out to live on or for expenses or for vacation or whatever you want it for. All right. So that's the first part. So you think about what your level is, and now you think about, all right, I want to take this to another level. Maybe I want to increase my overall, I hate to keep saying level, but it's increase your overall sales. So what does that look like? All right, this is what it would look like for me. Let's say that you are, and lots of resellers fall into one of 3 or 4 big broad categories, but let's say you're a very, very part-time seller. You pick up maybe 10 items a week, we'll say. That's pretty part-time, right? 10 items a week. You list maybe all of them a week, which is not that many to list in a given week, right? That's like 2 a day, not even. And you sell maybe 1 a week, maybe, somewhere in there, maybe 2, but not very much. And you say, all right, I'm making $100 a month profit on my eBay business, but I'd like to double it. So I want to take it to the next level. We'll just make the math really simple. Well, if you're picking up 10 items a week and you're listing 10 items a week and you're selling 1 or 2 a week, to double, you've got to double all those things. And overall, for the most part, when you're at smaller levels, you will see pretty much a doubling of your sales, but not completely. There's some other factors that go into that, seasonality and so on. But if you pick up 20 items a week, if you list all 20, you're probably going to see your sales double to 3 to 4. which means your income is going to double. So instead of $100 a month, maybe now you're going to make 200. So that would be one way to increase your level. But it's not, you can't think about it. This is the trap I think we fall into as resellers. We say, all right, I'm making $1,000 a month and I want to make 2,000. Well, if I just list an extra 2 items a day or 3 items a day, hopefully I'll get there. That's probably not going to be enough. Like, if you don't know how much you're making on each item, how in the world are you going to know how to get to the next $1,000? If you want to make $2,000 from 1,000, you need to think about, well, what's my average selling price? So if my average selling price is, say, $50, we'll just say it's a high one. You will need another 20 items a month to sell. How many items will it take for you to have listed for you to sell another 20? If you're selling through 1/3 of your inventory every month, let's just say for argument's sake, you're going to need to list 60 to sell 20. How are you going to go source another 60 items? You're buying these items, we'll say, for $10 on average each. To buy another 60 every month times $10 a piece is going to cost $600 a month in capital. Is there enough supply in your area to do that? Or will you have to go out to other areas or other sources? So these are all the questions you got to think about when you want to level up, whatever level up looks like. But I think it's good to say, all right, I'm at this level of sales and sourcing and listing and time and energy in my business, and then deciding I want to have these results. So what levers do I need to push, and how much and what direction to get to these results? And it's not, I know some people are going to say it's not a straight progression to that, and it's not. You might go above it, even with the results you thought, and you could be below. But it's a good starting point when you want to level up in your business to look at where you're at and where you want to go, figure out the metrics of where you're at, and then multiply those by whatever factor you need to get to that next level. That's a great place to start in terms of sourcing, listing, photos, and just over your overall sales results. Remember, guys, your results are not the goal. Your results are the result of your goals. Like getting to $5,000 in sales each month is not a goal, really. Getting to $5,000 in sales is a result of you doing all these other things. They led to the $5,000 in sales. So, and people get that backwards. And it's tricky. But you've got to put in the time and energy to figure out what those things are and then actually go do them to get to that next level. So, did that make sense?
Yes, it made perfect sense.
All right, please chime in.
That's why I'm here. Chiming away.
Chiming away.
I just chimed.
Oh my gosh, that was no chime at all.
I agreed with you. I didn't
Lord.
have anything to add. You know, we talked on the way to the post office. We talked about how in leveling up, it has to do with priorities and scheduling yourself and what's going to work. If the example that you used was if you are selling 500 and you want to go up to 1,000, what does that look like? Well, maybe it means you list more.
Yep.
Maybe it means you, it certainly means you're going to have to, you might have to outline more cash to buy said inventory.
Right.
And King, I think, made a note of it as well, but you might have to buy things that you're going to sell for more money. So a higher profit margin or higher profit on those items. You might have to spend more time on it. If you're working a full-time job, that's something to consider. You might even have to expand your resources, like where you are acquiring said items. We're primarily Goodwills and such. Sometimes we're yard sales. We went to retail. We did some retail arbitrage over the past couple of days as well. So, in order to level up, there's a lot of things that you have to look for. And forgive me, I don't think you mentioned, but you might not be able to take as much money out of the business.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be willing to put everything back into the business. Sometimes it hurts a little bit when you're growing, but sometimes that's necessary.
Yeah, that's a great point. I forgot that. I'm glad you mentioned that. And to expand on that, if you want to level, here's a quick and easy way to level up. let's say that, you know, you want to take maybe you have a modest goal from 1 month to next, or you want to take your business to, you'd like to see $1,200 in sales instead of $1,000. So what processes you need to do that? Well, if you're taking out $200 a month in your business for expenses or something else, quit doing that, or find some other way to earn that money, or maybe reduce your expenses, or some combination of all those. Right there, you've got your result, you know, and then you can take that $200 extra every month, reinvest that back into inventory and sourcing, and grow that even further. You know, that's the great thing about money, like it multiplies. So like, you know, making 10% on $1,000 is great. You make $100, but making 10% on $10,000 is $1,000. So as you kind of keep putting that money back in there, it kind of snowballs, and you start building this big sourcing budget, this big sourcing glop of capital. I don't think glop's the right word.
Well, you know, it fits kind of.
And it grows at a geometric rate. It's almost like compound interest in a weird way, but in your favor instead of the other way around. Just like an investment in the stock market.
But you know, you kind of have to. They're going to have to try it on, because all of these suggestions are not a one size fits all.
No,
we're not all full-time resellers. Not everybody has the niche. You know, so you're going to have to. There's a lot of trial and error, I think, in making your business successful.
Yes, and Nee Huff said, so should you get a specific niche and keep a fixed price? You could, Nee, but you know, a niche is going to have depending on the niche, you may not have enough sourcing available to you in your area. You know, there may not be a big enough market for that on eBay to take it, but so far, depending on the niche. So you may have to develop another niche or another area that you're selling, or even in 2 or 3. Yeah. So that's not always the right answer. It is a possible answer if you can get more product. And it's great because you can learn that niche inside and out, and you can really become proficient at it, which will, you know, those efficiencies will help you too, because if you're quicker at sourcing and quicker at listing and quicker at dealing with issues, that's more time you can devote back into the business to growing it, instead of dealing with other, you know, kind of the beginner questions, if you will, the beginner issues. You can get past those and really, you know, make efficient use of your time.
Yeah, don't let your niche limit you into a corner.
Right.
You know, we're a big part of what we do is jeans, but it is not the only thing that we do.
Yeah. And Sadie says, hey, Sadie, what's up? Says, the hard part is not the math, but the work. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like the math gives you the roadmap, but you've still got to travel the path. And the path is the work. I mean, you've got to go out and do the sourcing. You've got to go out and do the listings. You've got to take the photos. You've got to deal with the customer issues, pack and ship, and deal with all the back end business stuff, you know, and accounting and taxes and all this crazy stuff. That's just part of it. I mean, it's just part of it, whether you're part-time, full-time, whatever you are, that's part of it. So if you don't want to do that, then don't. But don't expect your business to go to the next level, because that's what it takes, guys. I mean, I wish reselling was like, you know, Carl and I were talking about this, like, think if you had a business model where if you could go out if you could buy a $10 item and make it and flip it for 100, like that's a great flip, right? That's a 10x flip. That's great. But think if you spent all 40 hours a week, all 160 hours a month, roughly, looking for those items. I don't know that you would find enough of them to build much of a business around. I mean, you might, but those items are trickier to find, like, because you're going to look through a lot of haystacks to find those needles, so to speak. And I don't know that you could do it. Whereas if you kind of shrink that down to like a smaller amount you're going to make on each item, you can find lots of items that you can buy for $10 and make 30. That's a lot easier to find than it is to find the ones that make 100. Not saying you'll never find them, but I think we watch these reseller channels sometimes, and we see guys who go out and they find an awesome find, and then we spend our time looking for that or researching for that. I think that's kind of a fool's errand. I mean, you're gonna find those items from time to time, but you're not gonna find probably enough of them necessarily, at least not for a long time, until you've developed a really good eye for such things to really build your business on, so to speak. It's just tougher that way, but anyway.
Can I read and ask a question?
Yeah.
A question?
Yeah.
So Crafty says that she has 3 stores. One is dedicated to jewelry, one to clothing and handbags, and the third one is a sort of potpourri, everything sort of category, which is a great idea because eBay will allow you to do that. Now, Crafty, I have a question, and it's kind of, for me as well, but there are probably some other people out there. When you started, how long did it take you to get those 3 stores? Did eBay allow you to start that way from the beginning, or did you have to open one, get a history there, and then you were allowed to open the other ones? I'm curious about that. So with regard to folks that have more than one store, how does that evolve? Are you able to start with more than one right out of the gate, or do you have to develop that history first?
Yeah, and that's a good question. And because eBay doesn't want you to try to get around the listing caps, the listing limitations. So you can open more than one store, but to try to circumvent that, they're not a big fan of. So you have to be a little careful with that. But it's not a problem. She's saying stores, though, not, I don't know if she means accounts or stores or both. And it might be some of both. Like an account is, maybe she's opening another account, I'm not sure. But I think the concept is great because then you have it segmented and you're not having to throw everything together. You can focus on one area, filling it back up. Like one of your stores sort of gets depleted in inventory, you have a lot of sell through or what have you. You can go back out and say, I'm going to focus on sourcing clothing this week or jewelry or my potpourri or whatever it is. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Crafty says, open one, got the history, then built the others, but you can open up to 9 right away. They do limit your listings and they hold your cash for 21 days. So there's some limitations, which makes sense, but it's definitely doable. And you can just funnel them all the same PayPal. You can move items from one store to another. That's cool. We really don't do that, but too much, but hey, why not, right? If you can do it, I would do it too. It kind of gives you a little more flexibility. Let's see here. Do you have separate PayPal accounts for each? Midwest asks. Yeah, you don't have to do that. They can all go to the same one, Midwest. I did know that part already. Lauren says, I sell most of the clothing, but I need a store of other.
Yeah, that's your potpourri. That's your potpourri channel, right?
Yeah, my other channel. But guys, I mean, leveling up in this business is not that hard to figure out how to do it. But like Sadie said earlier, it's doing it. That seems to be what stops people. They come up with a plan and they start it, or maybe they never start it, but they don't follow through with it. And even if you start following through and realize you're not quite getting the results you want, you're going to get somewhere and that's going to take you to some other level and you're going to figure some things out. And that's valuable. I mean, guys, the point of this channel and the point of all the reselling channels, in my opinion, shouldn't be to tell you, exactly how to do it. It should be to give you ideas on how you can figure out what to do for yourself, because that's invaluable. You can take that with you and evolve and change in ways that, I'm never going to anticipate and that Karen's never going to anticipate. And we can't tell you to go do it the way we do it necessarily, because that might not be right for you for lots of reasons. And so I'm not saying that selling jeans on eBay is the best way to scale a business at all. I'm just saying for us, for our mindset and our area and how we're thinking about it and what our objectives are long term, it makes sense. So you got to figure that out for yourself.
Well, and Crafty goes on to say that she has 9 stores going into the one PayPal account. And a couple of folks warned that if that account gets locked, they all do.
Right.
So it goes without saying, if you're going to stay on top of one, you darn well better stay on top of all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. So good customer service across the board if you're going to diversify your stores like that, for sure.
Jay, let's see. Somebody asked a question about when should you hire an employee? Where can you find them? Well, find them is easy. You can think about, family and friends to some degree. If those relationships will work, you got to make sure, it's always a little tricky sometimes. But when you should hire one, is a very easy question to answer. When you're doing something in your business that you could pay someone to do for a lesser amount than what your time is worth, that's when you should hire an employee. So if you value your time, let's say at $50 an hour, and you're doing something in your business over and over that you could pay somebody $10 an hour to do, and to do, pretty well, maybe not exactly as well as you, but pretty well. Every hour you're doing that thing, you're losing $40 an hour. That's the way you got to look at it. And that's the way an entrepreneur really should look at it, because you can't do everything. There's no way. It's not about, I'll hire an employee so I can scale my business. That's not really it. You hire an employee so that you can figure out ways to scale your business. I mean, hiring the employee doesn't scale it. It frees your time to go figure out how to scale your business and grow in other ways. So hopefully that was.
You'll hear us say a lot with regard to employees is that you're buying time. So you're just swapping their time for yours and giving yourself some more time. So Marilyn asks an interesting question.
Yeah.
Welcome. I believe Marilyn's new to the channel.
Hi, Marilyn.
She's going to start with huge inventory. Now, it's interesting, if you have a new account, that might be a little bit difficult to do on eBay. But she asks, how do I motivate myself? Well, you watch Prof Sales. It's it's overwhelming. One item at a time, ? Baby steps. Yes, listing one item. Just do it. Listing that one item is so much better than not listing at all.
Right.
We talk a lot to other resellers, especially on this channel, where we're sort of in a slump, or I didn't list anything today, or life happened, or whatever. Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get on that computer and list one thing. And then a miraculous thing will happen. Then you'll start to motivate yourself to list another thing and another thing. But just do one item. And if that's all you can do in a day, it's better than nothing in a day. So keep listing. You can do it.
And I like that approach. I think that approach is great. And I think that approach is probably the right one for lots of people. Or for the overachievers out there, you can do like the great Muhammad Ali, who had a quote one time. They asked Muhammad Ali, they said, how many sit-ups do you do every day? And this was Ali's quote back. He said, I don't know. And they said, what? You don't keep track of how many sit-ups you do? And he goes, I don't start counting until they hurt. That's when it starts doing what it's supposed to do. Go list until it hurts. And that number for you might be 1, it might be 5, it might be 10, it might be 100. 100 hurt, I can tell you.
Yeah, Wednesday hurt for Thursday, and it hurt for Friday, and a little bit into Saturday.
It hurt, but it taught us a lot of things. So, I always love that quote, and I thought it just told me, it's like, that's when you grow, is when you find out what you're capable of. You find out your capacity. When you start pushing against what you think are your limitations, you don't know their limitations until you butt up against them, and sometimes blow right through them. I'm sorry, were you going to say something? No. Oh.
I'm good.
Watch the 100 listing challenge over and over.
And put toothpicks on your eyeballs. So
yeah, right.
Stay open.
Salma says, I'm realizing how much my brain is programmed to think like a robot. Yeah. Our system is designed to make us not feel confident about thinking for ourselves, for thinking outside the box. That's true. We're kind of fed this big bunch of crap that, like, if you just do this and go to school and you get this education, you get this degree or that degree, all these great things will happen for you and everything will be rosy. And that's not reality. It's just not reality. Let's see here. King Flip erased a day of photos a few days ago. Oh, that does suck, King. I don't know if we've ever done an erase the whole day of photos. Hard to erase them now. You got to erase them in 2 different places.
Yeah, from your phone or your PC, because they'd be in your little trash can, or on our iPhones, they'd be in the deleted file. We can always bring them back.
Yeah.
It stinks, though. Sorry you did that.
Yeah, that does stink.
Wah, wah.
Clean Eating's having trouble selling jeans. Clean, it's hard to say. People will ask. I'll get emails and people will say, hey, I'm struggling to sell this or sell that. It's so hard to be able to tell you every reason why you are or aren't selling something. I mean, it's just not that simple to say, oh, let me just give you these 3 pieces of advice and it'll all be great. But what I can say is you've really got to evaluate your listings, your photos, the market, your pricing, your terms, your return policy. You've really got to evaluate all those things in relation to what the market is telling you. The market this is the thing, guys. The market, and you think you aren't part of the market because you're a reseller, but you are. I promise you, you are, and you're not affected by it. You are. The market determines winners and losers. Now, the smart people figure out how the market is going and which way it might go and can make some good decisions. But ultimately, if you go out there and try to completely go against the grain of what everyone else is, or not what everyone else is doing as a seller, what the market's telling you to do, you're not likely to be successful. It's hard to go out there and create the market yourself because most of us just don't have that kind of pull. If you're Apple, you might be able to go out there and create the smartphone market. But even there, they have huge competitors. They have to be cognizant of that. They started copying Samsung and increasing the size of their devices because people wanted it. The market determines, guys. Don't try to outsmart it. I'm not saying you have to copy everybody else and do exactly what they're saying, but if you're so far out of the norm, you're likely going to fail or at least hurt your results. You may not fail, but you're going to hurt your results. So it's hard for me to say, oh, this is what you need to do differently or do more of or do less of. It's very difficult. What else we got here? They were still in the car. When are you going to show exactly what your Excel formulas are doing? Brandon, I promise you, man, I'm trying to get the spreadsheet done. So. And
he's going to take his Mac with him and he's going to work on it.
Yep. I'm going to take this Mac with me, which I'm actually going to get off here in just a minute. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to work on this while I'm at my parents' house. So visiting with them. So hopefully I will be able to get some more of that done. All right. Well, you got anything else to add?
No, just happy Monday, and I hope everybody is off to a great week and can just work through and plow through whatever whatever the holiday may bring. But we'll be back on Wednesday, so we can talk turkey then.
Yes. So figure out what your level is, guys, if you're interested in that and you want to level up, and then determine what leveling up looks like. Make a plan and then implement it and do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to be back on Wednesday as a plan right now. So we'll do a pre-Thanksgiving show. But for the next 2 days, I'll see you guys probably in about 48 hours or so. I hope your sales go well. Hope you're killing it. And, just keep at it. It's a process. It's a journey. I mean, it's so cliche, but it's true.
King said happy parents' house.
happy parents' house. It's pretty funny.
Well, just have a good couple of days, everybody, and we'll be back to compare notes and see what the next step is for some of you.
All right, guys, it's going to do it for now. Leave me a comment down below or subscribe to the channel if you want to get the video updates when they come out. And please smash the like button, too. We forgot to say that.
Smash it. If you liked hanging out, we're certainly getting used to spending this part of our day with everyone. So if you liked what you saw, either live or later, let us know by gently caressing the thumbs up. I think we need to get a shirt or something. They sell them.
Smash the like button. Hey, there's a merch by Amazon idea for somebody. I don't know that anybody else will get it, but it'll be great in the reseller community.
Yeah.
All right, or the YouTube community. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm Prof Sales.
Oh, and I'm Karin, and those are our flock of
seagulls.
Carry-on eaters. No, we're not seagulls. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, and we're saying
good sales to you.